Hello, what is going on? My name is Ben, and today we're going to be talking about why the 500 kilogram deadlift will be falling again this year or next year. 100% guaranteed. Now that's a very bold statement and it is a lot of weight, but let's have a look at why. At this current moment in time, we have two people that have deadlifted 500 kilograms or more. That is obviously Eddie Hall with the 500 kilogram deadlift exactly, and Hathor Bjornsson with the 501 kilogram deadlift. And we have a lot of people saying 505, 510, etc. And there has been officially announced a Deadlift World Championships with the goal of deadlifting 505 kilograms with a very large cash prize for anyone that can do it. So the money is there, the incentive is there, and that means there will be a contest on our hands. We will have people who are capable coming to try to deadlift 505 kilograms. Which is a huge step up, because when we're talking this much weight, every kilogram is insanely important. And without further ado, these are the people that stand a chance and have been on the radar for deadlifting a new world record. We have Ivan Makarov. He's been on the radar for a little while now. He's proved himself. He's put up numbers in competition with calibrated plates that are insane. Let me see if I can get this right. We have Payman Maharipur, who again has put up some really big numbers in recent times. He's put on a lot of weight in a short period of time, seemingly to come out of nowhere. But he is a serious competitor to deadlift over 500 kilograms. He has formerly competed in the World's Strongest Man competition, so you know he has strength. You don't get to the World's Strongest Man by being weak. And finally, we have Pavlov Nakonechny. Again, he's not really on the radar at the moment because he hasn't competed at World's Strongest Man or anything, but he was a junior world powerlifting champion and he has been putting up some absolutely insane numbers. So let's have a look at some of these lifts and determine whether or not it can be done. And I believe it can. So let's start off with Ivan Makarov. The man has deadlifted 470 kilograms in competition and has attempted 501. But what happened when he attempted 501? He lifted it off the ground and to his knees. Now I can name on my fingers the amount of people that have even moved 500 kilograms and the other two did a successful lift. So to have 500 come off the ground is incredibly impressive in itself. But looking at his recent training block, that's what we're really interested in right now. He's done 410 kilograms for 2 repetitions and it looked smooth and comfortable. Then a couple of weeks later, he performed 430 kilograms for 2 repetitions. However, the second rep was near his top end strength. He's quite a posterior chain dominant lifter. He uses a lot of hamstrings and back when he lifts, and he seems to struggle at the knees, hence why he fails at the knees. At the moment, I'd put his top end strength around that 470 mark, but if he can progress through this cycle, 500 could be on the cards for him, or 480 to 490. He wouldn't be my front runner, but he's definitely got a chance, especially if he progresses in a way that he did previously, where he was just stacking on weight like nobody's business. The next person we're going to look at is Payman. A couple of years ago, you would have pegged Payman down to be a 400 to 430 kilogram deadlifter, which is world class, let me just say. However, in recent times, the past year really, he has just exploded. like nobody I've ever seen before. He went from deadlifting 430 as his max to putting up numbers in his recent cycle like this. 505 kilogram block pull for 2 reps. 505 from a block pull. That's incredibly impressive. But that's a block pull. Then he goes and deadlifts 455 kilograms off the floor with calibrated plates. Twice. That's £1,000 for 2 reps. It's come from seemingly nowhere, but that is going from world class to being kind of a top 3 guy in the deadlift. He then progresses further and he deadlifts 477.5 kilograms for 2 reps again. Touch and go this time, and the second rep was a soft lockout to say the least. But 477.5 kilograms twice. That is crazy. These are like numbers we've almost never seen before, only by Hathor Bjornsson, and that is it. Even Eddie didn't really put out numbers like this in his prep for 500 that we know of anyway. But what does he do next? He does something incredible. Absolutely incredible. And he puts up 492.5 kilograms from the floor to a full lockout. And it looked competition legal. It looked good. The lockout looked solid. 492.5. That is the 3rd best deadlift of all time. We've never seen anyone pull that much in training. Ever. If that doesn't show how serious he is, I don't know what does. And he has gone out and he has explicitly said, I'm going for 505. And that's the confidence. The progress is there. We've seen it. He said he wants to do it. Who are we to say he's not going to do it? Because he's shown us. He has shown us he's capable. If that doesn't make him a dangerous man for the 505, I don't know what does. So he's definitely one to watch out for because he's wanting it, he's hungry, and he's put in the work and he's done the numbers. And last, but by no means least, the person that I think is most capable for deadlifting 505 and potentially way more. We could be talking 520, 530, maybe even numbers like 550 kilograms. If I'm being too generous, if I'm dreaming too big, I don't know. But this guy has exploded. World Junior Powerlifting Champion. He is just incredibly strong. If anyone was going to take that title of just the purest, rawest, powerful man to ever exist on this planet, it is going to be Pavlov Nakonechny. Now, he did a powerlifting meet and he tore his bicep actually in the deadlift when he was using a mixed grip. It's a little bit irrelevant because now he's gunning for 505 and his recent training cycle has been insane. He started it off, he was putting up numbers like 400 for 3. And that is impressive, but you wouldn't say that's 500 worthy. You'd say 400 for 3, world class, but let's not dream about 500. Then he starts progressing. And the numbers we're seeing now are reminiscent of Thor during his 501 prep. That's what we're talking right now. He has hit 435 kilograms for 3 reps. 3. And the 3rd rep, he locked out fully. He may not say it because I think his strap slipped or something like that. But he did lock it out. So that was 435 for 3. To put that into perspective, when Thor was cycling for his 501, he did 440 for 3. And it looked similar. It looked very similar. So that's only a 5 kilogram difference. And Pavlov is new. He's still young. I think he's about 24. He hasn't really been in the strength sports for long. It takes a long time to establish strength of that level. So for him to be doing numbers like that is just absolutely insane. And I keep saying it's insane because it is. But then, what he does next is he hits 400 kilograms for 6 reps. That is the equivalent of the world record that Raunel Heiler set. But Raunel's looked a hell of a lot harder. Pavlov looked like he was taking a walk in the park and he did 400 for 6. And Raunel is one of the best deadlifters on the planet. And he has done 480/490 himself in training. And Pavlov just did 400 for 6, the same as him, but way easier. If that doesn't tell you he's near the 500 mark, I don't know what does. And he just looks like he is getting more and more consistent. And the thing about his pull is he pulls in a very solid way. He uses a lot of quads. He doesn't rely so much on his posterior chain, which means he has less weak links. He's less likely to fail a lockout, which is a big, big issue with a 500 kilogram deadlift. So, he is the reason why I think the 500 is going to fall. And I think it's going to fall this year. And I think it's going to fall at the World Deadlift Championships for 505. I mean, we're talking big numbers, so things happen. You know, I'm not saying it's a definite, but I'm saying that if it's not going to happen this year, it will happen next year. If they're doing the same kind of thing for the same kind of money, then it will happen. These guys are capable. 100% capable. And you can take that as my word. Because we're just not seeing, we haven't seen numbers like these from this many people ever. It's just outrageous what these guys are doing. So I'd say keep a close eye on those 3 names, because between them, one of them is pulling over 500, and how much over 500 is yet to be determined, but it's going to be something over 500. That is my opinion. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be an interesting year ahead for strength sports. Thank you, and I will see you all later.